So, the Buffalo Bills, it seems to me like, it's because it's the team we follow. Oh, they're not blowing teams out anymore. It's worried about, Josh and this and what, all the rest of it. Every team in the league, especially at this point of the season where it's really become a grind, is going through the same thing, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But look, this is how you have to start winning towards the end of the season. And if you look back, you're right about other teams, because Kansas City had back-to-back weeks against bad teams, Denver and Houston, where they almost, their pants at the end of the game. If you look at the Bills the last couple of seasons, with the exception of the last game, it becomes tighter because, these guys are all professionals, offensive, defensive coordinators. They figure out ways to slow you down. What is promising to me with the Bills, making me feel more comfortable, is when the chips are down in these games towards the end, no matter who they're playing, they take full control. The Bills scored twice on 2 final drives, missing their starting center against Miami in a game that was not going their way. That last drive, they clock drove 6.5 minutes to get down to the 2-yard line to kick that game-winning field goal. And they've done that multiple times against Detroit. They did it against Baltimore. They've done it against Miami. When they need points to walk away and go home and control the end of a game, they are managing to wrap their arms around that other team and just strangle the life out of them.
It took 1 year, or probably a little less than a year, for Josh Allen to be the man to have the ball at the end of the game to win the game. I think that was a couple of questions 2 years ago on him. He went out and won that game, and against a very close Miami team, which I hope you do not play again, because it doesn't matter if it's hot or it's cold. Those games are close. Those games are close. I don't know why he's even gesturing, because he knows full well he should have won the game in Miami and did it. Did win the game in Buffalo and almost lost it. So it's a totally different situation. I will say this, though. The Buffalo Bills team, they are riding so high right now. To see that their opponents, the Jets and the Patriots, take losses the way they did, especially, I hate to say this, Bill, especially against the Raiders last week. My goodness, that had to hurt with the Mac Jones mush before the end of the
Rochester's
game.
own Chandler Jones.
Oh, my goodness. That was terrible.
Well, I think it's only like 3 weeks ago that I did my unfinished business on the worst play in the history of the NFL. And I find myself already now having to update it.
I do find it. I know this is a week ago, but Bill Belichick was asked in the post-game press conference of that game, why didn't they try and throw a Hail Mary? And he said, Mac Jones doesn't have the arm to throw that far, which is weird because it seems like Jacoby Myers did. He chucked that thing pretty good right towards Chandler Jones.
Look, 15 down, 2 to go. Where are they in your mind?
I think the Bills are as good as they've been the last couple of years. I think the Bills are evolving as a team, right? You can go blow teams out. If you can't flick that trigger a certain week, it's not going to work for you. I like the ball control. I like the defense playing the way that they are. I like the way that things are going. Everybody has a job. Everyone is doing their 111th. And if an emergency shows up, you break glass, hit the button, and let Josh take off running.
He is that leader. He is that guy you want with the football at the end of the game. Obviously, you can keep your eye on the Bengals. As I said before, a couple of weeks ago, that's a team trying to fight for position where they want to be in the AFC. And don't forget, before you end the season, put a nice little exclamation part on the New England Patriots before that season is done going forward. So I think that there's a lot that goes into this team offensively. I like the way they're running the ball. I like the way they're mixing it up. But when the money is on the line, I'm not betting against 1-7.
Yeah, because you brought it up, you kind of both touched on it. Is it better now for the Bills to be playing close games, or... I'm sort of losing the question. The comments about this team coming in is that they were losing all their close games.
Sure, absolutely.
Now they're playing more close games, but they're winning them.
I think you could put it in a nutshell like this. Bills-Miami game a week ago. The difference between those two teams is the Bills won by any means necessary, and that shows the championship caliber veteran team, whereas the Dolphins are a good team that put up stats on a piece of paper, you're impressed by what they can do, and they never go anywhere. There's the difference, and that's why I like the way the Bills are playing right now.
They've done the whole segment without bringing up the running game. You usually shout about the running game.
But they look like a championship Super Bowl offense, I will say that.